Hi, I'm Bran, and I love all black Christmas movies.
You can't do this to me.
You
can't do this to me.
Watch me.
I'm Dan, and I despise all black Christmas movies.
Oh, no. I'm Alonso, and I need to see at least one other all-black Christmas movie before I weigh in, and this
is the Hallmark Podcast. Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
We're working on them, guys. We're working on them.
That was really tough, man. That was a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
Because I'd be lying if I said I loved it.
Right. It's important to know that that's the streamer.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. All caps, ALLBLK.
That's right.
That is the name of the company.
Not the descriptor.
No.
We're not describing the movie in that way.
That's right.
Oh, It's great to be here Monday. Talking about Christmas holiday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's June. It's June. Can you believe it?
It's June?
It's June.
Unbelievable. I had no idea.
It is June?
It is May 27th.
It's Memorial Day?
Happy Memorial Day, everyone.
Is that true?
Aside from Bran, who conveniently skipped over Memorial Day.
No. You forgot Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Do you say happy?
Yes, you say Happy Memorial Day.
I just didn't know. It's a memorial. It's a memorial.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we still set
I never know.
Barbecues and like enjoy the
I
day
don't know I just want to make sure
Bran hates the troops is what I heard from this.
Happy birthday to my sister, who is, I'm sure, listening.
Yeah, happy birthday to Alonso, belated. Last week was your birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Congratulations on another year. And a book. What a year.
I'm telling you. Who knew that I would have a book and a birthday in the same year?
What are the odds? I wonder what he's going to do for next year's birthday.
Yeah.
You got to one-up it.
That's right.
You got to one-up. I know what you're going to do in July, though, Alonso. You're going to come over to Bramble Fest.
Heck yeah.
July 19th, 20th, right here in that Greenville.
That's right.
It's going to be a ton of fun.
We've been starting to get some news in on people that are going to be here, and
what do you mean?
I'm very excited.
What does that mean?
I don't want to spoil it.
What do you mean you got news?
I
know Alonso's coming. Who
Alonso.
else matters?
Patrick Serrano.
Okay, that matters.
Just messed up his leg. Did you see this?
No, I did not see this.
I saw that. Oh, poor thing.
Tore his calf muscle.
What happened
when he texted back?
Aaron, do you have more insight?
Oh, he had just posted that it was broken. That's all he had.
Yesterday.
Broken calf muscle?
Torn upper calf muscle
Okay.
is the diagnosis from Patrick Serrano. And then he said being 40 is tough. He was just trying to work out. That's all he was trying to do.
This is important.
That's right.
This is an important bit of information here.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the post, I texted him and I said, okay, so not exercising saves lives. And that's where I am now.
Well,
more Polar donuts.
I've always said
exercising.
it's a menace working out. You know?
I texted him, and the only thing I could think of, because we just recorded with him, was he was telling us that he's switching jobs, and he finished his job in Chicago for 15 years, and he had a little extra time. He was enjoying it, but he was worried that his new job wasn't offering benefits, and he was going to be without health insurance after June. And I
good thing he got this one in.
I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry.
Under the wire.
I'd be lying if I didn't. But my first thought wasn't, thank God it's May and he has health insurance.
Yeah.
So shout out
tough.
Patrick on a Monday.
Shout out. How about that?
But he'll be here, Boots, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how long.
How long does that take to heal?
It's got probably 4 weeks. He said he's going to another specialist or something to see how long he's going to wear.
A calf specialist?
Yes, a calf specialist.
It's actually he just likes
dairy
likes baby cows.
Baby cows. That's right.
But he can also help your leg.
Help your leg as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting. So now that it's Memorial Day, does that change anything about you, like for this podcast? Do you feel like you've got extra time? You thought it was June. Turns out you've got 4 more days.
Yes. Well, yeah, it does actually. I had a lot of stuff that I thought that I had forgotten, and now I know that I didn't forget it because this hasn't happened yet. So that's good. It's always good to know. It's always good to know that you're living in the past, not the future. Bramble Fest is what we're trying to say.
Living in the present. Yeah,
Back to
Patrick's
Hallmark.
going to be there.
Yes.
Jax is going to be there. Ryan Popola is going to be there.
Wow.
Decanter?
Decanter? Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't
Decanter?
know if we can make decanters rider or not. I don't know if we can make that.
Decanter,
well,
are you?
hello there.
Hi, Decanter.
Yeah, it is so good to see you.
It's good to see you, Decanter.
Alonso, how's it going?
Oh, excellent, sir. How's it going, sir?
I've never been better.
Alonso, you asked specifically for Decanter?
I understood there was a possibility that he might be at Bramble Fest, and I wanted to be ready for it.
Nespresso
it is just phenomenal.
What does that have to do with Bramble Fest?
Well, it's because I don't know how much longer I'm going to enjoy this silky smooth coffee, and if I'm still enjoying it, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it.
I actually had an espresso machine for a short amount of time, but I couldn't figure out how to operate it.
Yeah, see, that was my problem too. I called up somewhere and I was like, I've got these pods,
right,
and I've got this coffee machine.
Right.
Where do I stick them in?
That's exactly right. Yeah. What did they give you an answer?
They did. They were very helpful on the Nespresso line.
So you like it?
Yeah.
Right, maybe you can come over and help me.
I will. Absolutely.
Bramble Fest, in or out?
We'll see.
All right. Let's talk about.
Did not expect Decanter this morning. I got to be honest. I didn't expect it, but he's here, and great.
Happy Memorial Day, Decanter.
Got to keep y'all on your toes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Decanter, happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day, Decanter. Absolutely, he's gone.
Let's talk about Christmas Holidate from ALLBLK, a streamer Dan despises. His words. His words. Take it to the tape. TakeTheTape.com. Originally,
I hate you so much.
Originally dropped on November 2nd, 2023. When do your kids hear about this?
At least I showed up.
And it went a little something like this.
I showed up for Alonso's interview at least.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're even. Voiceover Holly is telling us about how much her family loved Christmas growing up. Also, apparently Holly's mom always said that she was a great matchmaker, and that's why when she grew up, she decided, I want to start Holidate. It is an app for people who need a date around the holidays. It, best to my knowledge, hasn't launched.
She's working on an update for the launch. But there are plenty of people that use it.
Using it, but it's not. It's a soft launch.
It's a beta.
It's a beta. It's a beta.
The 1.0.
And the number one rule you need to know about her is that she will not, under any circumstance, use her app.
No, that would be a conflict of interest.
Yeah,
she's never.
She's not interested in dating. She gets a call from a hunk named John. John's from IT. He's actually very important to this movie. I didn't realize it at the time. But she doesn't want to talk to him. Unfortunately, though, for her, he's right behind her, watching her decline the call. He says that he wants to talk to her about becoming a partner in the app because of how much work he's putting towards it. He cares so much about this app. He wants a little skin in the game.
He wants some skin.
But she's like, I don't want to talk about this right now. Get out of here, John. Scram. John's also like, hey, I got to talk to you about this update. I don't think it's ready yet. And she's like, don't want to talk about it. So there you go. All Holly really wants to do is get her family to spend Christmas together like they used to. They haven't spent Christmas together like that since Uncle John died.
Yeah.
Uncle John.
Different John.
He died. And that's unfortunate. So the first step is getting Aunt Rhonda, who was married to Uncle John, to come back and spend Christmas with him. And now Aunt Rhonda and Holly's mom, Joy, they haven't talked in a long time. So when Holly and Aunt Rhonda show up, Holly is not thrilled by this. Aunt Rhonda is about to leave because she realizes she's not welcome there, and just as Dan would want. And so Holly says she has a guy coming.
That was unnecessary.
So Holly says, I got a guy coming. I'm in a relationship. And they're like, well, if she's in love, we got to meet this guy, right? The only problem is she does not have a guy. So she reluctantly decides to break her number one rule and use the app. And she has a match immediately. Santa Sampson.
Is that the name she put in?
Santa Sampson.
Santa Sampson.
Santa Sampson.
Santa Sampson. We love him. So back at the office, John sees that she has used the app, and also sees that the app has a bit of a bug. So he goes to find her and tell her that there's something wrong with the app. But then when he shows up, they naturally think that he is Santa Sampson, the boyfriend.
Yeah, Santa Sampson.
And so he just kind of falls into that role. And
that's going to be the hijinks that take care of the rest of the movie.
Things are actually going really well until the guy that she actually matched with, the real Santa Sampson, please stand up. And he does, and he shows up at the house. And so she's like, I never said John's my boyfriend. I never said that.
No. You guys.
He's John from IT.
That's right. Thanks. You guys intimated that he was my boyfriend, but I never said that. I didn't correct him.
John's nothing. So John leaves. He's sad now. And finally tells her that on his way out that he likes her. And he's like, I like you. I'm going to go find this glitch, basically. The glitch, he finds out, is causing multiple guys to match at the same time. And so typically, like, you'd be like, hey, I want you to show up at this time. That is now happening to multiple people at the same exact time. And so multiple guys start showing up, also named Santa Sampson, and they're like, hey, I'm here to meet you. And so obviously she finally has to come clean to her family and tells all those guys to get lost. There are a couple of very serious conversations that happen in this movie. Neither of those conversations matter. Now, all she wants to do is find John, which she finally does. John finally got the fix, and so she finds him. He makes the fix happen on her phone, and then she's basically like, I'm willing to give this a shot. So they show back up together. They celebrate the midnight Christmas time together, and they do a tiny little baby kiss, and then they dance for a long time. And that, my friends, was Christmas Holidays.
We did it.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll break this movie down in the way only we can. Am I right? Here on Deck the Hallmark. Hello, everybody. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Maybe grilling up some brats, some burgers.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about Christmas Holidate, shall we? From ALLBLK.
You were on vacation and you came all the way back.
I came all the way back from Florida. Yes, I did.
It was wild.
That's how I commit.
You put down the pool noodle.
That's right. I said I got to talk about Christmas Holiday with my friends.
That's right.
Let's do that. Let's talk about this movie. We're going to start with a hot take. We're going to share exactly how we felt about this movie. We will not hold back. Alonso, so far, our journey through 2023 movies has maybe been a little bit rocky.
What?
Has Christmas Holiday righted the ship?
That's right. You know.
Has it? Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
I mean, look, you know me. You know that if there's a category of these movies that I'm gonna be like down for, it's gonna be the fake boyfriend. I love a fake boyfriend, a fake fiance, a fake relationship, like bring him back to the family thing. It's my jam.
And you love a messy family too.
And I love a messy family. I love it. I love a squabbling, dysfunctional, got to get their act together for Christmas family. But man, yeah, this is a movie where like just the logic from scene to scene falls apart, where people keep saying the same sentences over and over again. Where, yeah, it just whole characters are like, wait, how and why did they? But this was a constant movie of like writing down wait what's, and then about 8 scenes later they would maybe sort of explain something. Yeah, this is the first draftiest of movies.
Yeah, that's fair. There is a great drinking game in this movie where if every time she says, I got to get my family back together.
I wrote that exact thing.
You wouldn't make it.
No,
you wouldn't
you'd be
last.
out cold.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
No one is able to handle that. This is not a great movie. I will say there is a star in this movie, and it is her dad. He is wonderful. He sings some, which is great. And this movie tonally is really weird, and like goes between funny hijinks to random songs to really, really serious conversations that no one asked for. And so it's a bit of a mess. There are some bright spots, but unfortunately those bright spots are not bright enough to shine a light on an otherwise dim movie. I don't know how good that was. I was figuring it out as I went, but I felt like I did okay. Dan?
This movie's really, really bad. And I love the fake relationship trope as well. And this movie goes to considerable measures to make it not work. They go above and beyond in how they go about ruining the fake relationship trope in numerous ways in this movie. And I just could never grasp what they were trying to do. And then tonally, it will just shift into a movie that is way more serious than this movie has earned. Also, there's just crazy amounts of filmmaking issues. At one point, the scene goes slow motion in the middle of the scene, which is impressive. Like, and Zack Snyder was like, you know what you should do here? Like, it's a mess. It's a mess of a movie, and it's super unfortunate, and I hated it.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah. It's time for all the feels. This is where we talk about what this movie gave us feels. Alonso, anything?
Feels,
yes,
say.
Feels.
No. Nothing.
This might be a first, a triple no for feels.
No, I'm going to have feels.
You are?
Yeah, I have feels. Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead then.
So the one thing about this movie that worked happens in the first 5 minutes, which is they have an app for a Holidate. Have we seen that before? So we have
Mingle All the Way, maybe?
Mingle All the Way.
Mingle All the Way is just for the holidays? Because
it's a bad title if it's not.
Because Mingle All the Way, like, I thought this was the first time we had seen we have a dating app, and then we have a subsection of our dating app that is just for you to find someone else that you need to just be there and be basically a warm body during the holidays with no strings attached. And I was like, okay, this is something that I'm for. Like, I'm on board with this. And if that's what Mingle All the Way was, I thought Mingle All the Way was just a fake dating app. If I'm wrong about that, then
I don't remember. I did appreciate the fact that the whole app wasn't all holiday all the time. It was just like a little adjunct section. But it did seem to me like, Christmas Eve's a little late to be fixing that.
No, we'll get there. I'm not saying anything else about it.
It says Mingle All the Way is a new networking app designed to pair busy professionals together for upcoming events.
So that's very, like, what this was just, hey, we're not going to make no bones about this. Like, we have a dating app, but if you just are in need of someone to be there to act like your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you can also just do that right here. And I just thought that was great. I thought that was a great app, and I was like, I'm happy. I'm just interested to see where this movie goes. And then I was very disappointed.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the Way What and the What the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark. We're back. We're talking about Christmas holidays today, and it's time for the Wait What part of the show. So we talk about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? We'll see if there's enough to go around. Alonso?
All right. One of the very first things we see in this movie is the dad and the uncle wearing those like Cousin It Santa beards where it's just this long veil of hair. Like, it's not a mustache and a beard. It's just this, like, it's like if you took a long gray wig and turned it upside down and put it on your face. So that's already throwing me. Then we segue into the opening credits that are basically a screensaver. Yep. They are not. This is like stock wintry forest footage that we will never see again in this film. That are not locations that we're about to go to, and where the snow is not anything like what we're going to get for the rest of the movie either. It's very distracting.
Yeah, and they're all of different quality. Like the key to stock footage is that it needs to all be the same, or else like it doesn't make any sense. And unfortunately, that's not what happened here.
We get into the whole like, yeah, it's a holiday thing, but we're going to launch it Christmas Day because, you know, what perfect timing. We are told that Rhonda's husband is dead. And then suddenly there's a reference to Uncle David, and you're like, what? And then it's like, oh, because she remarried, and that's why the mom is mad at her. But like these pieces of information are not given to you in order. So you have to kind of cobble them together yourself and figure out what's going on.
I was wondering why Aunt Rhonda and the mom were not speaking for a long time in this movie. Yeah. They just kind of reverse breadcrumb you or out of order breadcrumb you. I don't know what it is. It was bad.
Yeah. That was the, you know, you've really got to just start weaving the pieces together on your own because the movie's not going to do it for you. I get that padding happens in these movies, and obviously this is not anywhere near, you know, like the legendary, you know, 15-minute credits sequence that shows you the entire movie again. But I couldn't help noticing. Ooh, good times. I could not help notice the movie parks on the daughter putting her beret on and putting like little jewel accoutrement things on the beret, and I'm like, well, this is going somewhere, right? We're parked here for a reason, right? We are not. We are not. Just a little accessory moment, and then
I said
back
this
to your
was
movie.
the equivalent of the insulting the bad haircut thing that we saw in that other movie, where it was just like 5 minutes of why are we doing this?
She like takes it off and puts it back on like three times.
Time stands still.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if they had like a tie-in with Michaels where you could buy some of these, you know, baubles or whatever. It was very baffling. Okay. When John from IT is trying to track down where our heroine is, he stares at a screen full of code.
Yep.
He is not tracking her iPhone. He's not looking at a map. There are all kinds of cyber ways that are real and true that make sense that you could ping someone's location. But no, he just stares at a screen of code, and that is supposed to reveal to him the answer regarding her location.
This movie takes place, he's outside of the Matrix, and so he's seeing that code. You get it.
Exactly, yeah. It's bullet time, and it all happens. So, all right. At some point they were coming so fast and furious, like I couldn't even make one. They were all crammed into one sentence. Why is Uncle David not there? Why is she just manic at times? She has, literally these, like, I get it. Acting is hard, and sometimes you need a director to like rein you in. But like, I thought she was just gonna like, I don't know, collapse to the floor. She's so like, at some point gets so high pitched and energetic about this thing that's happening. If the ongoing thing is her family talking about what a great matchmaker she is, which is never really explained. She has like some dumb advice to give along the way that is as basic as you can get. Why is it a secret that she has a dating app and that the family can't know about it? Like, that's never explained. Never. Several times, just we can't tell them that I have this app, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. You want to talk about hoops to jump through? She is a successful app developer. She has a new app. She cannot tell her family about that app, but there are plenty of people already using the app. It exists. There is no Venn diagram. It just doesn't make any sense.
And it's not like she's doing this shady thing for a living, or like her parents are super something that they would object to it. Like, it's just thrown in there as a new whatever. I literally wrote down the words drink every time she says get my family back together. So we're all on the same page there. This is one of those sudden narration movies where like there hasn't been narration for a long time, and then there is, and then none anymore. Like, and she's narrating a thing that we know what's going on, but the movie feels the need to explain it to us again. At one point, he's like rattling off this techno jargon, and she just says, what? And I thought that is, in a nutshell, all of the tech talk in this movie is what? Because it all sounds like complete nonsense. The snow comes and goes. At one point, when he leaves and whatever, they play a like mournful version of Jingle bells. Jingle bells. Like I was like,
using
oh,
that
no,
public
movie.
domain for all it's worth.
Whew. I mean, like of all the mournful Christmas songs, that's just not the one. She says she realizes from the earlier conversation they had when she has to find him. Oh, he's going to be looking at lights, and she goes to find him, and he is not looking at lights.
He's off the side of the road looking at
looking at trees. Looking at a ravine.
That scene deserves its own category, and we can camp on it now if we want. She needs to know where John is, and she goes in her head. She remembers, thanks to a scene that they show us in black and white that they showed us in color 20 minutes earlier. She remembers
it's a memory
that
dam.
He goes and looks at the lights. Drives around and looks at the lights on Christmas Eve. And she's like, that's it. I know where he is. First of all, no, you don't. Because if you're driving around looking at lights, you could be anywhere in town. So she has no more information than she did when she remembered that scene, aside from the fact that he will be in a car somewhere. Then she finds him not in a car, not looking at lights. What movie did we miss?
How about these woods?
He is standing a foot away from woods. Like he can't see it. He is this close. It was the most inexcusable thing I've seen in the movie.
And it's an own goal, like the movie is telling you this thing. The line could have been, I go to the woods and look at the trees, and then she'd know where to find him. But like, if you're going to write, I look at the lights, then you then have to do that scene or vice versa.
Yes.
That no one's making them do either of those things. They just chose it.
If you are someone that's going to put the plot point in your movie twice, that I'm going to go look at lights, and then you don't show it, you're M. Night Shyamalan.
That's on you.
This guy's got one arm that's really strong. How do we use that later? I don't know. There'll be a lady in the water.
Come on, man. Too soon.
Kicking you while you're down there.
Too soon.
Lady in the water. Too soon.
It's too soon.
Too soon. Almost 20 years old. Too soon.
Man. It's and then just like a couple of minor things, like the John's coat fits really badly at the end of the movie. Why is Rhonda's husband never invited? Why is John wearing one outfit for the entire movie? But then finally, the last one that I genuinely would like an answer to this one, if someone could say. In the opening and closing credits, like there's a writing credit, there's a directing credit, and then somebody gets a created by credit. I don't know what that means in the context of a feature film. Like in a TV show, sure, but what?
Somebody gets a created by credit, not produced.
And
somebody created it that didn't direct or write
Somebody was like, I've got this idea, but I don't want to have any part in making this.
Yeah.
Man. What a time.
And do you want to claim that?
And
credit?
it was.
They did not create it.
And
they weren't involved with it at all.
The created by credit was David E. Kelly, which is crazy that if you even think about it.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
That's so funny, guys. I have a few. One, you did mention his coat, which when he turns around while looking at the woods, his coat is long, weirdly tight, and also the pockets are up here.
Yeah.
So he's just like,
if we had a bit budget, we'd have come in with high pockets.
With high pockets. The pockets are wild. Pockets are wild.
Like I mean, is it a ladies'
That's exactly what Brandon said.
It does.
He's thrilled that you said it first.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now.
I mean, I would wear it. I'd rock that coat, but the pockets are a little too high for my liking.
It's a little when calls the heart.
Yeah, it's a lot when calls the heart.
I have a few. One, it's a little thing, but they're not letting that girl stay up till midnight every year. That little girl at the beginning is not staying up till midnight. Every parent's like, get out of here, scram.
Go to bed.
Let us adults drink and dance
and
have fun.
And wrap
that's right.
Wrap
That's right. You're not staying up till midnight.
Yeah.
There is music in the background of this entire movie. Aside from the one scene where they desperately needed music, where she's walking around the house singing this really weird song.
Oh,
but there's
wow,
no
yeah.
music behind it. It was very weird. And it's very noticeable that there's no music behind it because the rest of the movie has music the entire time.
The one thing this movie did remember is that when we watch these movies that are like lower budget than Hallmark, the death knell is the silent scene where no one knows how to act in that scene, and then it's silence. Like,
it's room tone.
Yeah, it is just like time is standing still. This movie doesn't do that. They literally are playing music the whole time.
Well, but it is like the you can hear there's some audio problems, and so that's a great way to cover it.
Yeah,
up.
and you don't hear like
music.
an air condition running,
right,
or a boom mic dropping or something. Yeah, exactly.
That's good. It's key.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's my mentor.
That's my mentor.
He's my mentor. Will that come back? No way.
The Santa Samson 2, the real one, shows up, and the aunt and the mom make him mix food because he has big muscles. Why wouldn't you? But the key to having somebody mix something without there being something in the bowl is to not show the inside of the bowl. But unfortunately, we do see the inside of this bowl because he aims it at the camera while mixing. There's nothing in that bowl. There's nothing in that bowl.
It's a travesty that even the most bare bones film could get around, and it was tough. Yeah.
There's not a character in the world, in the history of film, TV, or otherwise, that talks to themselves more than John talks to himself. He talks to himself 24/7. If he's not talking to you or somebody else, he's talking to himself out loud.
Yeah.
Just letting you know everything that he's doing. I've got to find it. Where are you? I can't find it. There you are. Like, just constantly.
Give him Wilson the volleyball just so he can talk to somebody.
So the dad especially really took a liking to John. So when he found out that John wasn't the real boyfriend and this other guy was, he was a little disappointed, especially because this is what he says about this new guy. He's all right, but he doesn't know anything about fishing or charades.
Man, that's tough.
You know,
that's a tough.
The two important things.
We've all got a checklist.
Do you know about fishing? Yeah. Okay, but try this one on for size. Charades.
The audacity.
He doesn't know anything about charades?
Yeah, that's weird.
He doesn't know anything about it. He's never played it?
I don't know. The audacity of her to bring home a guy to meet her father.
Right.
Knowing that he doesn't know anything about.
He has two things he cares about:
the disrespect,
fishing and charades.
Yeah, and he doesn't even put in the time to fake it like he does. Like he's like, yeah, no, of course, no, he just
if he can do them together, like that's the golden day for him.
Obviously, we were really bothered by the scene where he was not looking at Christmas lights; he was looking at the woods. An important thing you need to know about that scene is that it happens during the day because the sun is still out.
Yes.
They then agree, hey, let's go back to your family's house for Christmas. They walk in and they say, it's almost midnight.
Yep.
Do they live in Alaska? What is happening?
This is the setting for Chris Nolan's Insomnia. This movie, it is wild, the fact that he's looking at Christmas lights in the day.
Yeah,
we didn't even get to that.
Gonna go look. Well, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, that's when they really pop.
He went to go look for Christmas lights and then realized it's still daytime.
Yeah, it's 4 p.m.
What else could I look at? Woods. Woods. At the end of this movie, they are putting up the ornaments. And she talks about, spoiler alert, kids, if you're listening,
you
cover your ears
here. Yeah.
When she found out that there was no Santa. This movie, for no reason, ruined Santa.
For kids, that's right. Yeah.
This movie is the Dan of movies.
I'd like to
just
think
out there ruining
like
Christmas for people. No, we've sat through an hour and 20 minutes of this movie. What's one more thing we can do? Yeah. Let's ruin Christmas.
And once again, parents, if your kids are listening, you can pause it or mute it or whatever you need to do. Don't pause it because then they still hear it. You get it. Pause it, kick them out of the car. Wow. Listen, I like to think
in a safe place.
But don't just drop
like
them
on the side of the road. Let them look at the woods.
You know, I like to think that your love of Christmas can begin once you realize Santa's not real.
Sure,
that's what I like to think.
That's great.
But for a movie
I want to.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I want to piggyback real quick. And this is a movie that this is a thing that a lot of movies are guilty of, so I don't want to just lay it on this one, but this one does it a lot, which is a movie where people talk about, the ornaments and the traditions and we've had them for years, and there's not a thing in this movie that is more than 5 minutes old.
Yeah.
Like they all just came from Ross Dress for Less, and they have a shine on them. They're still peeling the price tags off, and it's like, oh yes, our traditional ornaments that we've had for generations.
I love an ornament that she hangs up that she apparently broke. Like 10 minutes ago in the movie looks perfect.
Yeah. There's no way you could have gotten that.
She throws it across the room and you hear a shatter sound and it looks perfect. No problem. Last but not least, Dan will occasionally be watching a Hallmark movie or otherwise and boo the screen when he doesn't like it. And I think that's a little tacky. Until I see the kiss at the end of this movie.
Oh my gosh.
Because here's the thing, if I'm gonna make it through this, I know I'm getting a kiss at the end of the movie, and it's all going to be worth it. To call it a kiss is generous.
The two actors have to be related. They have to be actually related.
They had to be concerned they were breaking a law.
I would kiss Bran like this.
Yeah.
Like it is
today.
It is 100%.
We would kiss more passionately.
Legitimately.
We love each other.
Legitimately.
They don't.
Just like they are leaning at an angle that they could not be further apart when their lips meet, and their lips meet for maybe a tenth of a second, and it is like I've never seen anything like it in one of these movies.
It was a grade school kiss that you do on a dare. It was sad.
That's exactly what it was.
And I actively booed. I booed the kiss, and so I never liked it. I know. Yeah. I didn't like it.
I just think the two actors were related, and they're like, we're brother and sister. Do we have to kiss?
It's when the photographer makes the ring bearer kiss the flower girl, and there's
that probably has a little more sauce on it than this does. I'm just telling you, you need to find the movie and go watch just that scene, and you're going to be like, they're going to kiss. I said you were booing, and I was like, they're going to kiss again, right? Like this is like they're in front of their family. No, that's the kiss in this movie.
Blink and you miss it.
It is, it's unbelievable.
Tough. Dan?
Early on in this movie, there's a montage of the family all together hanging ornaments where they proceed to hang 5 ornaments on one branch. Guys, just spread it out a little. Give everybody a chance on that tree to work just a little bit. That's a lot. It goes without saying, but Christmas Day app launch, Christmas Day update launch for a Christmas service. So you're updating your holiday app. The big update for this movie is scheduled to update on Christmas morning. No. And the best is she says, I can't delay this update anymore. Everyone's waiting on this update. And she says this line, I can't postpone it. I just did a podcast. The reason she can't postpone the update is because she went on a podcast and talked about it. Guys, I got news for you. We say stuff all the time here that doesn't ever work out. I
thought this was legally binding.
She already did a singular podcast. Yeah. There's no way she can turn back now. The update is going. There's nothing she can do about it.
Cast.
John starts to make his feelings for her known, and she responds with this line, John, we're like bleach and ammonia when we get together. We sting. I did look this up, but that's the least of your worries if you're in a room with bleach and ammonia. That is like the best possible case scenario for you hanging out with bleach and ammonia is just it stings your skin. Like, if that's the illustration you're going with, then you should never see him ever again.
We are a poisonous gas.
That's right. Exactly. We're like TNT. We're dead. She is so disappointed that the hired Holidate doesn't care about her childhood ornaments. Look, what are you asking for here, lady? This dude is calling himself Santa Sampson. He is showing up and dealing with your dad, who's mad he doesn't know about fishing.
Or charades.
He's here for one day. You expect him to care about your childhood ornaments? Are you kidding me right now? Like, no, it's just not his job. It's just not his job. He doesn't care because he shouldn't care. That is he's a hired Christmas date. He's not there to learn about your ornaments. He's there to just be beside you and get through the holidays. It's just not fair to this guy. This guy just walked into a buzzsaw. It's unbelievable.
Well, I love that when she starts showing him the ornaments, he immediately goes to his phone, and I'm thinking, oh, you're back on the app trying to find, like, is there somebody better than this loony pants, manic Christmas lady?
Yeah, there's no world. What he bargained for is just not what he got walking in there. It's crazy. And you mentioned it briefly, Alonso, but we still don't ever get a reason said out loud that Aunt Rhonda just can't invite her husband.
Yeah.
To the Christmas Eve. Now, we are to assume that is because they think she moved on too quickly from his brother. But they never say it. They just have decided that Aunt Rhonda was loyally, faithfully married to someone for years and years. He died, and a few years later, she gets remarried. And that right there, that's it. We can't do anything else with this woman. How dare she?
And then on top of that, she gets talked into coming to Christmas by conniving crazy pants and leaves her husband at home. Like, it's not even like they tell her don't bring the husband. She chooses not to bring him. And it's finally then it's like, oh, you know what? We should have him too. I'm like, this poor guy. Like, how much of
she has the nerve, I guess, to call him at 11 p.m. and be like, put your pants back on and get over here.
It is also like, that is a great transition to my What the Hallmark. Good luck thinking of it. What, you want to call it something else? What is it?
No, we're just doing What the Hallmark.
Yeah, What the Hallmark. I thought we might. Mine is this guy. What's he doing? She left him alone on Christmas Eve. Is he like thrilled? Like he's just doing whatever he wants, and then he gets the call at 11 p.m. I gotta do something, or is he like, what the F, bro? Like we're not even going to spend Christmas together. Like, what's he doing? I need a cam.
He's at the VFW pounding Pabst.
That's right. I need a cam of this guy being left on Christmas Eve by his wife because he's not invited. I just need to know what's going on in his life.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Alonso, do you have a What the Hallmark?
I would love to know what planet this movie was set on, I guess. I think that we're in some parallel universe of, and we're this is how we celebrate Christmas on Tralfamadore, everybody. But I don't know.
I have like a why they do this question about the editing of the movie. At the beginning when they're doing the thing, she's explaining the family and how it broke up, and they show a shot of the family all standing side by side, and she says, Uncle John passed away, and they fade him out, pour one out, and he's gonzo. And you're like, okay, great. And then she says, and Mom found other stuff to keep herself preoccupied. And then they fade her out.
That's right.
Which led me to believe she died.
She died. She died. She hit the bottle. Something.
And then she didn't. She was just working out a lot. She was working out a lot.
She couldn't do Christmas because she had to exercise.
So, why did we fade her out like she died? And why that line? Mom found other stuff to keep herself preoccupied. It makes it sound like she joined I don't know. She joined something like a cult, and
the bomb
we don't
squad.
talk about it. Mom's not here anymore.
No, we can't. No.
She found other stuff to keep herself preoccupied. She's just working out 24/7. That's it. Fade her out. She's dead to me.
What do we say?
She's dead to me.
So we're going to have a mom character who doesn't want to do Christmas. She just wants to exercise. How do we write that? Hear me out. What if she's just found other things that make her too busy for Christmas?
Too busy.
Sweating.
You can only work out so much.
Disappear her from the photo.
Anyway, we did everybody. Congratulations. We're going to be back next week. We're going to talk about a movie called Werewolf Santa. And typically I would say, give it a shot. I have watched it. Don't give it a shot. We will talk about it. We will explain it. Whatever you do.
We'll take that silver bullet.
Whatever you do.
Not a recommendation to go watch this movie.
Don't watch it.
No. Not an endorsement.
Don't watch it. No. We'll tell you why next week. Until then, we were the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. What? For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.